So welcome IGCSE students. This morning I'm going to look with you at exercise 2.9, not 2.8, 2.9, and I am going to solve some equations that deal with fractions, some algebraic expressions or with fractions. So here we go. I'm going to just choose a few from this exercise. I've got x over 3 minus x over 4 is equal to 3. Now, one way of doing this is to cross multiply. So I could times my x over 3 by 4 over 4. So that'll be 4x, and then it'll be over 12. And then I'm timesing my x over 4 by 3 over 3. So that will be 3x equals 3. Then in my next line, I'm going to multiply both sides by 12. 4x minus 3x is x, and I'll have 36 on this side. Okay, and that's solved. X is equal to 36. I'm going to try 1f now, and so 1f is 2x over 9, and I'm subtracting x over 2, and this is equal to 10. Now here's another way of doing it. You can times both by the lowest common factor, which is 18. So if I times both sides by 18, I'm going to get 180 on this side. Now if I times this by 18, it will end up being 18 over 9, or 18 times 2 over 9. So I could say 18 goes into 9 twice, so I'm going to end up with 2 times 2, or 4x. And then if I'm going 18 times this fraction here, 18 over 2 is 9, so I'm going to end up with 9x. Now, overall I've got minus 5x is equal to 180. And so x is equal to 180 divided by negative 5. And so x is equal to negative 36. Okay, let me try 2e. For 2e, I have x over 8, subtract 2x over 5, and that's going to be 1 1/10. I'm going to change this side into 40ths, and I do that by timesing my first term, which is 8ths, and I times it by 5 over 5, so I get 5x. My second term is in 5ths, and I times that by 8 over 8, so that will become minus 16. 8 times 2 is minus 16x. And I'm going to change this side here into a improper fraction. Now I'm going to times both sides by 40. And when I do that, so 40 there, you can see that this is going to cancel to 4. So I'm going to get 5x minus 16x is equal to 44. And negative 11x is equal to 44. And so x is equal to negative 4. All right, let's try another one. I'm going to now move on to 4a. Now, as we go through the exercise, things get slightly more complex. You can see that this time on my numerator for both questions, I have 2 terms. And my next one is x plus 1 over 4 equals 1. Now, I'm just going to do the cross multiplication method. So I'm going to go 4 into bracket x plus 8. And we're going to be over 20 because 5 times 4 is 20. Minus, now I've got to times my second one by 5. So that'll be 5x plus 1. And that should all equal 1. I'm going to expand my bracket, so I get 4x plus 32 minus 5x plus 5 equals, now I'm timesing both sides by 20 to get rid of the 20 denominator. So I get negative x plus 37 equals 20. So x equals 17. I've skipped a step there, but that's correct, I think. Okay, let's move on to say something like, we'll do 4b, shall we? We'll do 4b. So here's 4b. 19x plus 5, 19x plus 5 all over, whoops, get rid of that, that wasn't so good. 19x plus 5 over 6, subtract from that 2, bracket x plus 4 bracket all over 5 equals 2. Again, cross multiply. I'm going to have 5 into 19x plus 5, subtract 6 times 2, 12 into x plus 4, and that's all over 6 times 5 is 30, and that's all equal to 2. Now if you're a little bit shady with what happened there, I'm going and timesing that negative 2 by 6, and this 5 is going to multiply this whole thing, which I've now put into brackets. Okay, I'm going to multiply both sides by 30, so that will get rid of this, and that'll make that 60. 30 times 2 is 60. Now, I'm going to expand my brackets. So 5 times 19 is 95x. 5 times 5 is 25. So I'm just expanding here. Minus 12x minus 48 equals 60. 95x minus 12. So that's 85, 83, I think 83x, and 48 plus 25 equals 108. 83, so I just pulled the 48 across the other side, equals, what's 108 take away 20, so it's 88, take away 5 is 83, so equals 83. Yeah, okay, that's nice. X is equal to 1. Okay, I'll do one more for you, and hopefully you're getting the general idea of what to do with these fractions. 4h, here's the last one that I'm going to do. 3x minus 5, and that's all over 4, and we're subtracting 5 bracket x minus 4, and that is over 3, and we've got equals to negative 1. Now I'm going to again cross multiply, so this 3 is going to be timesing by this one here. So the next line will be 3 into 3x minus 5, and that's all over 12. So that's what we're doing when we cross multiply. And then I'm going to times this side by the 4. So it will be minus 20 into x minus 4. And that is equal to minus 1. Next line, I'm going to expand the bracket, and I'm timesing both sides by 12, so that ends up minus 12 on that side. Let's expand the brackets. 9x minus 15 minus 20x plus 80 equals negative 12. So I get negative 11x when I gather my like terms, this one and this one. When I gather my like terms on this side, I've got 80, subtract 15, so that's 65, plus 65 equals negative 12, and I'm going to pull my 11x across to the other side so it becomes positive, and 65 plus 12 is 77, so x equals 7. Okay, well that's a general introduction into how to work with algebraic fractions when you're trying to solve an equation. I think the best method is the cross multiplication method, which I've mainly demonstrated today. There is another method, I think I demonstrated that in the first example here. No, it wasn't that one. In the second example, that one there, I used another one where I just times by 18 to get rid of the denominator automatically. You can do that if you like, but if you're not comfortable, I suggest you use the method that I used for all of the other questions. Alright, let me know if you're having any problems with this exercise. Take care.